Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we will going to cover MySQL tutorial for beginners. So we are starting our new series on MySQL for beginners. So in this entire series, we will going to cover start from the basics to the advanced level of SQL and how in the industry people are using the MySQL. So if you are new to my channel, we'll request you to please subscribe my channel and share this video to the maximum people who want to learn the MySQL tutorial. So without any further delay, let's start the topic. So over here we have a four topic: how we can create a database in MySQL, and how we can create a table and we can drop database and we can drop the table. So before we get into that, first we would like to give you some introduction about what is MySQL and what is the RDBMS, right? So first we start with what is MySQL over here. So basically the MySQL is a popular open source relational database management system that is we also called as the RDBMS. That means it is a free of cost and it is a widely used software tool for storing, organizing, accessing data in the structure format using a table and row columns, right? So it has a many advantages of that. The most advantage is the relationship. So we have a different table in a particular database and we want to create a relationship between those tables. So what I mean to say is that I'll just show you the one example over here. Here I have created a four different table which has the customer information. We are over here, we are considering the example of a bank. If we have just consider that we have a one bank, and we have the details of the customer over here. So in the first table you can see that we have created a customer table and we have first name, middle name, last name, and date of birth in the customer table. And in the following table, we have the customer detail table in which we don't have the first four details, but we have address, mobile number, email, and government ID information in the second table. In the third table, it's a customer loan table in which we have how many, what is the loan amount, and what is the outstanding loan as of today, what is the interest rate we are charging, and what is the loan payoff, how many loan they have paid off so far. And in the last table, what we are trying to show is like what is the loan type, what is the customer type, what is the date of loan, and what is the final maturity that the customer is holding the loan. So all this information, useful for different team, in the bank. For example, the customer loan. This table might be useful for the top management because the top management wants to know how much loan we have disbursed to the customer, how much loan is outstanding, and how much they have paid off, right? And what is the interest rate that we are charging. So this table can be useful for the top management and the other table will be useful for the other department. For example, the customer table and this table, the customer detail table will be useful for the customer support team, wherein they want the customer name and they want the address and mobile number for the customer so that they can call them and they can advise them the other products that the bank is launching. So these kind of tables, very useful for a different teams across the organization. So here the good thing is that we are not showing all the data to the one particular team, because if we want to give the access to this particular table to the one team, for example the customer support team, they will not be able to see what is the loan outstanding, what is the loan amount, interest rate, and loan payoff. All this information only visible to the top management. So we can restrict this data, so this is a more like from the security perspective. So this is also very useful, this thing in the RDBMS. So now we will come to the topic like how we can create a database, statement in the MySQL. So without any further delay, I will go to my MySQL application. So over here, I deliberately kept this blank so that I can just create the database in front of you and you will get to know how we can do that. So this is a like MySQL is very, the free of cost. You can go to the MySQL site and you can download this application into your laptop, into your computer, and you can use it, right? So the SQL is more like a practicing, like if you do the maximum practice, you will get to know. It is not just you just watch my video and you will get to know everything. You have to do the practice because it's just like a swimming. By looking at the swimming, you will not learn how to swim. You have to get into the water and you have to do the swimming. So it's a similar in MySQL as well. You have to do the more and more practice, because then as and when you stop your practicing, you'll not get to understand what is going on, and you will not remember the syntax. So in order to get into the practical world, you have to do the practice of SQL on every day. I would suggest just start doing a practice of the small syntax. Start from the small syntax and then increase your limit, right, on a daily basis. So let's come into the topic. So here we don't have anything, so we want to create a database. So in order to create a database, we have a two-way to create that. First, we can right click and we can click on create schema over here. So in the schema, you can just write the name of the database. So I can just write ABC Bank over here, ABC Bank. So make sure you don't give any space in between that. You have to be right in the continuation, right? So ABC underscore bank I have given over here. And then I can click on apply button. I can click on OK button, right? And I can apply, I can finish, right? So here you can see that the database is now created. This is the one way. The another way is that you can just click over here, the SQL, create a new SQL tab, right, for executing. Here you can write a syntax to create a database. So you can just write create database, and you can just write a database name BCD bank, for example, BCD bank, and I'll use a semicolon. I'll use a semicolon. The semicolon is, it's indicate that we have done with the syntax, and it is an indication of like we are ending our syntax, right? So once you done that, just click on execute. The another database is created. Now here you don't see that because we have not refreshed it. There are two way to refresh your the MySQL. Here the one way is that you can just click on this icon, or you can click on refresh all. The moment you refresh your MySQL, you can see the second database that we have created, right? The another topic is how we can drop this, right? It's a very easy syntax to drop the database. You can just write drop database, right? Database, and you can just mention this one, right? This, and end your query with the semicolon, right? When you do that, your, if you see your database has been dropped down, right? Now the next topic that we have a create a table, right? How we can create a table. Now we have this database. Under this, we have to create a table, right? Because right now if I expand this, right, in the table we don't have anything, right? So we have to create a table under database, right? How we can do that, right? So here I'll write some syntax, right? So in order to create a table, right, we have to write a syntax called create table customer, right? So I'll just write a statement, create table customers. Okay. I'll open the bracket because we have to mention the column that we want. Okay. So we'll follow this one, the one that we have created, this table. So I'll create this table, into my MySQL application. So we have a customer as a name. So here we have a customers, right? So I can take customer as my name. So here I'll just change the table name, customer. And here we have details like uh, column names, right? So all these column names I want. So what I can do is I can just take all the syntax for this one, right? So this is I have created over here. I'll just select this statement and execute this, right? Now the table is successfully created. If you want to see that, the table, you can just write select star from table name. Okay. So our table name is customers, right? So I'll write this. I'll end my statement with semicolon. And you can see that, right? But we don't have any value under this because we just created a table right now. So if you want to insert a value under the table, we can just write the insert into statement syntax. So I'll just show you this. So we are trying to insert, right? And we can just write a table name, the customer, all the headings, right, that we have, the customer, all the headers that we have. So I have mentioned all the headers, and we wanted to insert this information, right? The customer ID is 123 and first name Manju, Ramnath, so on and so forth. I'll select this statement, okay, and I'll click on this. No, because our table name is incorrect. We have customer. Here I am typing customer. So now it should good. Should be good. See, it successfully created that. If you still want to see how it inserted a row, you can select this statement and you can see that. So the first row is now created. Now we want to drop the table, right? So it's a very simple syntax. You can just write a syntax called drop table, and you can just write a table name, customers, right? I can just mention a customers, right? And we can execute that, right? Your table has been dropped now. You can see there's no table over here, right? So this is how we can, create a database. We can drop the database, create a table, and drop the database. So that's all for this video. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please hit a like button. You can provide a suggestion, in the comment section. If you want me to cover any topic in SQL, you can mention in the comment section. I'll definitely create a video on that. So thank you so much for your time. That's all for this video. Please subscribe my channel and hit a like button.